Hello, everyone. We will be getting things started shortly. What the hell? I need to send something over to a client. Just bear with me like 2-ish more minutes. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. My bad. But G's and Nexi, if you both would like to do St. Pieces, if it's possible, let me know and I'll get y'all both a seed. Binpool, oh my gosh. Dude, long time no see. How you been? No SPS? Okay. Sounds good. Let me just send this to this guy real quick and then we'll get started. The grind never stops. Also, while I'm thinking about it, friendly reminder, stay hydrated. There is no shot in hell I'd be able to do as much commentating and voice work as I do if I wasn't hydrated. I mean, I'm talking hours every single day. And this would not be possible without being hydrated. So, you haven't drank water today yet? Or you know you need some more water? Get some water. As the underwater host, I officially endorse drinking water as a good thing. Nah. Alright, think I'm good from that part. I'd say life has been hectic, but it's I can argue that it's a good kind of hectic. Alright. Oh, both these players are warming up. I'm gonna make a quick announcement in the Discord. I mean, maybe. Maybe you can say that hectic is an understatement for everything that I do. But I'm enjoying it. Dude, I couldn't remember. Am I dumb? Okay, no, I'm not. I just couldn't remember the role I was supposed to ping. Like, I started typing and I didn't see that. Oh, excuse me. This month, though, hopefully I make a return to content. for my channel, not just CTWC's channel, because I'm the main content creator on that channel. All right, just in time. Excuse me. Like, just getting old. Imagine. I'm only 23. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Gauntlet Ascension. I'm your favorite underwater host, Sharky, and today we have an exciting match with the Eternals re-debut, I guess you can say, here during the second half of the season, going up against the Oxcords. Eternals looking to make one hell of a run to guarantee themselves a spot in the playoffs, but Oxcords also looking to try and get that top 6 spot. They're caught right in the thick of it. So for our first match, we're going to be having G's versus Nexi, followed up by our captain's match, Raw Nations versus Portal, then Jordan versus Vlad, and Kitten versus Anikami. Pretty even matchup, if I do have to say so myself. And we're going to go ahead and check out our players as they are getting warmed up here in the beginning. Of course, when both players are ready, we'll go ahead and get the countdown started. And majority of the Oxcords roster is pretty much confirmed to be in the playoffs. Or, well, not to be in the playoffs, but to participate in the playoffs. There we go. Alright, so when both players are ready, we can get this match underway. Thank you, Nexi. Camera should have been on. Let me fix that. I think I broke this OBS scene the other day because I had to fix Alex T's stencil manually. So, give me 1 second. There we go. No, you don't need to do a video since it's a traditional restream. Yo, I think this might be the first time I get to commentate over Jordan today. Unless my memory's tripping, but I think so. Well, both players are ready and raring to go. Let's go ahead and get them counted down. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. So in this matchup, one of our players, G's, opted for not SPS. So we are going to see different piece sequences, which, depending on the kind of player you are, it can be advantageous or disadvantageous. But starting things off, both players stacking up. Nexi is the first to score Tetris, actually. And G's is going to follow suit. And Nexi's going to commit to the column, too. Opens up the well, couldn't find the long bar in time. As a matter of fact, running into an early drought. Wow, dirty Tetris over there for Nexi. I kind of expect to see Nexi going for this Tetris as well. But it's just going to be a triple. G's towards the top. It's going to find a way to bring the stack down. And Nexi going for the left well now. Down by about a Tetris and a half. shown a good degree of well flexibility and playing it pretty respectfully, not going too aggressive, giving himself plenty of ways to burn out. This piece was a bit rough though, so some burns are going to be forced here. Jeez is going to be able to take a... Well, actually, no. Jeez will have a little bit of a pace advantage. But as far as leads go, not going to be able to build up a crazy lead. Of course, we're only 40 lines in, so we still got 2/3 of level 18 to go through. And now Jeez is actually going to run into a slowdown, so Nexi going to be able to use this opportunity to catch back up and actually takes the lead following that Tetris. $222 to now $176. Hello, water bottle. And Jesus gotten the board back under control. And now players are pretty even on lines. Nexi with the advantage, up by a Tetris and some change. And actually has received less bars than G's. I did mention that both players did, or not both players, but it was decided that this match will be played without same piece sets. And so Nexi just really having a high degree of long bar utilization. Not only that, but has been pretty safe throughout the majority of this game. Obviously going for more aggressively natured setups in terms of setting up left well and column 2s and such. We're closing in on the post-transition. Jeez is going to survive, but Nexi has ballooned this lead up to over 100,000 points. Post-transition is in fact looming. Both players have one Tetris possible. Nexi can only get the Tetris if he gets the J piece. Doesn't get it. Nexi's going to transition at 488. Jeez. It's going to transition at a 368. So both players have reached the post-transition. And this matchup in particular is very interesting because when Nexi joined Gauntlet, they were just a diamond player. Now they're playing in one of the transcendent spots, going up against G's as well. 567 for Nexi, level 20. G's on the other hand, finally Tetris ready. There's a Tetris on 20 for G's, 423. Another Tetris for G's. Nexi holding out for an eyepiece. Knocks it down. 622 for Nexi. Almost a 200,000 point lead. And more than 10 long bars fewer than what G's has received. However, Nexi is running into a slowdown. G's not in a position to quite capitalize. There's a Tetris for G's, a Tetris for Nexi. 658 to now, 491. Another Tetris for Nexi goes up to 691. A little bit of a misdrop, and you can see the kind of recoil that Nexi reacted with. G is on level 23, 527. The board's getting rather complicated. Finding ways to tap his way out of it, though. Nice tap all the way over to the left. But Nexi, left side would need a little bit of help. Look at those taps. Nexi's going to survive. Knock down a Tetris. 760 for Nexi. 539 for G's. A 200,000 point lead being sustained from Nexi, and G's can't do anything. It's going to top it at 539. Nexi not able to get a last Tetris, but is good enough for game number 1. We do have a ready from G's. And we have a ready from Nexi. Both players ready for game number 2. Let's go ahead and get them counted down. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. And start things off, Nexi having to do a little bit of complications. It's definitely a tough game for Nexi in the last one, but actually made the best of it and converting it into a 200,000 point lead upon G's top out. But starting off, G's maintaining a stable stack. And as far as the post transition went last game, both players, you can argue, were a bit on the even side. For a 200,000 point lead to be sustained by Nexi, that not only meant that Nexi was scoring Tetrises, but also meant that G's was matching Nexi's Tetris rate. But almost 40 lines in, 133 for Nexi, 123 for G's. G's actually with a bit of a pace advantage. But so the way things stand now, G's is in a comfortable position. Nexi is trying to get the left build out a little bit. Tetris is going to be scored. Just going to be J and T. Oh, wait. Wow, that was a great placement over there from Nexi. Great recognition on the next box, avoiding building up a particular dependency. Would love to get an S piece here. There's not too many times that you hear that. Now a J piece is wanted. Next, he does find the Tetris, but he's going to be spending some time burning out. G's with a pristine stack. Following that, Skim is going to knock down Tetris. 265 for G's, 232 for Nexi. We are just over the halfway mark. Nexi still trying to find a way to open up the well and get into a scoring position. But G's hasn't been finding too much success as it... Wait, Nexi's actually going to commit to... Yeah, going for the column 8. Aggressive. Nexi now needs an eyepiece and needs it to go over to the left. Gets it over. Very crucial. There it is, Tetris for Nexi. A dirty one at that. But now it's G's this time, the player with the 100,000 point lead. As Nexi needs another eyepiece to go over there on the right-hand side. And still not too happy with the way that this game is going. But almost down to the bottom. Less than 30 lines remain to the post-transition for Nexi. G's at 393. Just stacking up. He's going to knock down another Tetris. Goes up to 416. So, a potential 150,000 point lead for G's. Oh, those misdrops. Very concerning. Has 20 lines to fix this up before level 19. Or to get in a more manageable position by 19. Would love one more eyepiece here. Well, actually would like 2. There it is. Tetris for Nexi. 343 to now 432. Make that 454. Add a Tetris to both sides now. 366 Nexi looking to transition with a Tetris. G's with 2 Tetrises remaining. Nexi finds, 2 well-timed T-pieces. There it is. Nexi's going to take us to transition at 390. G's, on the other hand, going to take us to transition at... Oh, hold on. No, it's going to go ahead and burn it out. Transition at 488. Nexi, dangerous position. Needs the long bar. Needs to get it over. Narrowly gets it over. Knocks down a Tetris and now is in survival mode. Or rather, a mode to get Tetris ready. Great survival over there from Nexi's part. G's set up on level 19. Being patient. Holding up for the long bar. There it is. Tetris for G's. Nexi actually going for the row 3. Waiting patiently for this long bar. Long bar's taking its time, but it does show. Both players knocked down Tetris. 457 and now 545. Another Tetris for Nexi, and that's going to actually get access to the hole on column 9. Nexi's going to be able to bring the stack down to the bottom. But another misdrop. It's going to prolong things. G's not currently in a position to score. Does get the well finally open, so can try and build up. Nexi set up for a column 9. A 100,000 point advantage for G's. There's it is. Tetris for Nexi. 519 and now 584. G's goes to level 22. Clean board. There is Tetris for G's. Nexi now set up, or almost set up. And that T-piece is going to be perfect for that left-hand side. Nice S-piece. Able to get it over to the left. But the drought ensues. Needs the long bar and needs it now. Things are getting up high. If the long bar comes, Nexi could be saved, but couldn't get it over. G's is going to tie up the set 1-1. Tough game over there for Nexi. But that means we're not getting a sweep here in this first match. All right, we have a ready for both players. Let's go ahead and get them counted down as we are now tied 1-1. We go in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. But so far, like I said, this particular matchup between the Oxcords and Team Eternal, this is probably one of the most even lineups. There's no distinct advantage for either team. So it all comes down to how they're able to play. Opening up the game, Nexi does find a Tetris. The center was... Ooh, excuse me. The center was getting a tad bit uncomfortable for my personal liking. But with two Tetrises to bring the stack down, the build can be reconstructed. Jesus had to take a few burn lines. Got an untimely S piece earlier. Nexi decides to fill in the long bar dependency and then go for the Tetris using the subsequent long bars, and that actually works out very well. Long bar dependency does get built, now looking for a J piece, and so is G's. There's Tetris for Nexi. G's creates the long bar dependency, has to fill it in column 5, and might convert it into a center well. It's probably one of the best things that you can do in this present situation. Or just decide to burn it out. Plenty of options. However, one does give your opponent a chance to increase the lead, and that's exactly what Nexi has done. Almost 40 lines in, Nexi built up to just under an 80,000 point lead. G's rocking with row 2 at this point. No, G's actually going to burn all the way down to the bottom. It's Nexi doing everything that he can to keep the well open, and I like the cleverness of the burns that were executed. Nexi looking for specific pieces. G's still unable to get in a Tetris scoring position. Well is open for Nexi. What a masterclass in drought management. However, this drought continues too much longer. Nexi could be in serious trouble. Needs that eyepiece and needs it now. Eyepiece came way too late. A 196 top out for Nexi. G's needs to get to 197. What a brutal drought. And Nexi did just about everything that he could there. Now Tetris is going to bring G's up to 187. A Tetris would be good enough, or a triple, or I believe two. No, not two triples. Tetris would be good enough. And there it is. G's takes game number 3. All right, we do have it ready from both players. Let's get them counted down. Game number 4. Are we going to see a decider, or is G's going to close things out for the Oxcords? We're about to find out. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. There's Tetris. Gonna be scored for Nexi. G's already off to an uncomfortable situation here in the beginning. It's gonna need an J piece, bring the stack down. I piece would have worked there as well. Nexi would love to get a T piece here. There's the T piece, hits the spin. G's up top. He's gonna bring the stack down. And there it is. G scores his first Tetris of the game. Knocks down another one to correspond. Small misdrop over here from Nexi. And Jesus utilized this opportunity to close the gap. Still down by 2 Tetrises. As Nexi does get cleaned up. And great pieces over there for G's. Just gonna say be looking for specific pieces. And said pieces were actually the ones that hit the stack. Tetris has scored. A T piece would be perfect over here for G's. Wow, commentator's blessing. That's nice. There's Tetris for G's. Nexi, great overhang. Nexi actually going to run into a little bit of a slowdown. G's is caught up. Only down by Tetris. And with this, that's going to almost tie things up. Both players now clean. 271 to 269. Nexi looking for a long bar and an I piece. Or not an I. Those are the same thing. Looking for a long bar and a T piece. And it's going to need another I piece, and that would just be a triple at best. So probably going to try and opt to find a way to bring this down. Nice split double. And looks like Nexi possibly going to operate out of this column 3. Tetris for Nexi. 307 and now 318. G's with a Tetris and a half advantage at the moment. Tetris for Nexi. G's actually going to be prevented for scoring for a bit. So Nexi, this is a great opportunity for him to close the gap and bring it back into that neck and neck territory. Oh, that O piece was perfect. Tetris for Nexi into the lead. 378 to now 369. No, Tetris for Nexi. Oh, nice adjustment. You love to see it. As G's has still been prevented from scoring a Tetris. But a dirty Tetris is going to be scored following that double utilizing the I piece. Nexi going aggressive here. Love an L or a J. Now an I piece would be godsend. As it appears a bad time for a drought. There's the I piece. Closing in on the transition, Nexi with only, not anymore. The Tetris from G's is going to give G's the lead back. But 2 Tetrises left possible for Nexi. 1 following that Tetris, and 3 is possible for G's. Nexi clean and Tetris ready. Nexi's going to transition. 489. This is game number 4. Nexi has to win this in order to force a decider. It's going to bring the stack down. G is looking for one more Tetris here before we head into 19. There it is. G's transitions at 525. Neck and neck real time, but pace advantage completely in G's favor as he knocks down a Tetris. Nexi looking for some way to navigate through this. That eyepiece is going to be perfect. G's currently a 2.5 Tetris lead, as Nexi is almost back into scoring position here on level 21. Would love an L piece. Wow, that's perfect. Perfect for Nexi, but terrible for G's. Things are at catastrophic failure heights. A chance is still possible, but G's is going to have to be flawless on everything. G's tops out at 584. Nexi has to chase down a 585. And that Tetris is going to be good enough. Nexi forces a decider. Fashion before DPS, thank you so much for the follow. All right, we got it ready for the decider. Let's go ahead and get them counted down. Winner of this will take the first point for their team in this match. And we're about to find out who that's going to be. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. It has been quite the interesting set here. A lot of tricky situations having to be managed by both players. But at the end of the day, it does come down to a game 5 here in this pivotal first match. For our second match, we're going to be having our captains up next, which is going to be Raw Mations versus Portal. But with that being said, Nexi is off to a phenomenal start here. It's only taken one burn line in his opener. G's having to do a lot of burns. He's yet to score his first Tetris. As a matter of fact, this could actually get dangerous. That's only going to be a triple, so G's still going to be Tetris-less until this well can be opened. And oh, rough timing, or rather decision-making over there for those eyepieces. Nexi starting to get up top a little bit. Not getting good pieces to burn down either. Playing with fire here, and is burning. There it is, the well gets opened. And Tetris is going to be scored for Nexi. G's was able to find one Tetris as well, if I'm not mistaken. And definitely both players experiencing some really rough pieces. Nexi gets the long bar over. Bit of a nerve-wracking stack for both players. Another Tetris for Nexi. Board is brought down to a much more desirable height. Another Tetris for Nexi. A 200,000 point lead here in a decider. Another Tetris for Nexi. G's is almost back in or going in to be a, what? English? G's is almost in scoring position. And there it is, a Tetris for G's. can finally start trying to rack up those points. And it is definitely possible to make quite a comeback in terms of pace. Nexi has been given quite the challenging stack to dig through. But as soon as I say that, Nexi finds actually really efficient ways to manage the stack, looking for both a J and an I. Finds neither. Whoa, this could get very dangerous real fast. A J piece, no, I piece is wanted. Things out of control. Nexi appears would top out. 315 is what the top out score would be. No, 316 is what G's needs, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 316. .316 is the score that G's has to chase down. One more Tetris will do it. A triple and change will be good enough as well. And with that, G's completes the chase down following that Tetris, meaning the Aux Chords take the first match. Oh, that is not the Aux Chords. Take the first match here, leading the match 1-0. But the match has just got started. Up next, we're going to be having our captains, Portal and Rawmations, playing. So don't go anywhere. We will be right back. Portal, your capture might be frozen. Like, your cam's not frozen, but your game capture might be frozen. There we go. Alright. Make sure you have double kill screen at 39 turned on. And when we have readies from both players, then we're good to go. You got ready. Let's go ahead and get them. Count it down. Our captains, Portal versus Rawmations. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Very differing approaches for how to open as well. But we are, in fact, on same piece sets. Both players going to start off scoring the first 2 Tetrises, first 3 Tetrises actually, without having to burn. Rawmation is going to be looking for a J piece. Does get it. Wow, great stacking. Nice adjustment over there from Portal. A flawless 20 from both players. I think it's been a while since, at least in Gauntlet, since we've seen a flawless 20 from both players. Flawless 24. We are tied. But let's see how long that keeps up. I think Rawmation's probably going to be the first to have to burn here, maybe? No, as a matter of fact, neither player has been forced to take any burns yet. Both players have exaggerated double wides. Dude, what the heck? This is phenomenal. Rawmation's with the 1-point lead. Dude, a double flawless 40. What the actual heck? But it looks like Portal's going to be the first one to take a burn, and Rawmation's going to follow up. So both players going to take a brief break from scoring Tetrises. They said scoring 10 in a row without burning is enough for now. Rawmation's getting up a bit high, rather uncomfortably so. Rawmation's needs an eyepiece. Finding alternative burns. Night piece does finally come. Portal's going to be able to take a lead as Ramations is in survival mode. Able to get the T-piece all the way over to the right. I-piece makes it over to the left. Beautiful triple. Great adjustment on the T-piece there, too. Ooh, a little scary up here for Ramations. It's going to be a triple. And just like that, Ramations is going to survive. Going to be trailing by almost 100,000 points. But most important thing is still alive. 397 for Portal, 303 for Ramations. But man, the double flawless 40. Nice set of adjustments over here from Ramations. Down by 70,000 points now. We are closing in on level 19 transition. Just under 40 lines away for Ramations, and just over 40 lines for Portal. Portal's having to go for a couple of conservative burns. But all in all, it keeps the stack under control. Unlike the play over there from Ramations, very calculated. Fortunately, did not result in a Tetris being scored with that long bar. Portal with a misdrop. It's going to take a few burns here. Ramations now eyepiece dependent. Finding good pieces to help him navigate through this. Just like that, Ramations is going to be fine. Looking for... That's going to be a great piece. The well is open. Almost over 100,000 point lead now for Portal. Ramations looking for the next eyepiece. Not going for the triple either. Looks like we're running into a drought, but Ramations survives. Knocks down 2 quick Tetrises. Portal now a little bit uncomfortable. As Ramations takes us in the transition, 505. Portal, on the other hand, looking for specific pieces. Ramations not going to be able to capitalize off this early post-19. As Portal looking to transition after the next 3 line clears. And is not going to be with a Tetris. Portal transitions 578. Opens up the well. Up high. But is Tetris ready? So just waiting on that long bar. Long bar comes. Tetris for Portal goes up to 610. Ramations at 565. Both players now in clean position here. No Tetris over there for Portal. Beautiful overhang. Nicely calculated. However, Ramations starting to make a comeback here. 618 now for Ramations. Portal's going to commit 2 burn lines. At least. Well gets reopened. Ramations looking for a J piece or an S to go for a spin. Not finding either. There's the J piece for the tuck. Ramations now Tetris ready. Tetris for Ramations 648. Portal roughly timed S piece, and that's actually going to slow down Portal's scoring momentum. This is a great opportunity for Ramations, but no. Portal actually finds a dirty Tetris on top of the stack. Row 4. So even in the midst of not having a clean Tetris well set up, Portal is still finding high degrees of efficiency to try and keep Ramations as far back as possible. And Ramations, oh, beautiful adjustments. Great way to survive that rough piece sequence. The well is now open for Ra, and the well is open for Portal back down to the bottom on the right-hand side. Both players now waiting for the next long bar. Portal is Tetris ready. Drought management is sublime. There's a Tetris for Portal and another one for Portal. Now Ramations still holding out for this long bar. Finds it. Knocks down a Tetris. 750 now for Ramations. 814 for Portal. But now Ramations running into another rough sequence. Long bar dependent in column 3 this time. Still finding various ways to... Oh my gosh. The overhang setup. Ramations doing everything that he can here. No way. Gets that piece all the way over to the left. I mean, this guy survived 29-5 before. But even then, being able to survive for this long, this high, I think it's going to do it. Ramation tops out at 767. Portal is going to be good for game number 1. Very droughty post-transition that players had to experience there. And Portal's just going to stop at the max. Portal has given us the ready. And we got it ready for Ramations. Let's go ahead and get them counted down. Game number 2 as Portal takes it. We go in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Ooh, this is pretty close in terms of how they started. Ooh, identical stacks too. Ah, there we saw some deviation on the J placement. And Portal with a misdrop, so we're not going to be getting a flawless 40 out of Portal. At least not this time. But all in all, only took 1 burn to manage said situation. Ramations is going to have to return that burn. So if the Tetris can be found here. Ooh, nice bits over there from Portal. Portal with 1 less burn line than Ramations. As of now, 160 to now 136. Portal with just a 1 Tetris lead over Ramations. And it's not even a pace lead. Well, hold on. This is rather complicated for Raw. Still going to be looking for a Z piece. Converts it into an S piece dependency, back to a Z piece dependency. And this time, there's no bar to be found. So yeah, Portal was able to find some greater degree of efficiency there. Ramations finally getting the pieces that he's looking for. Left side's a bit uncomfortable. Tetris for Ramations. Now he's going to have to find a way to deal with the Z-verts. Ramations in a bit of danger. Portal operating out of a dirty column, slightly dirty column 3. So neither player is set up for clean Tetrises on the right side. Oh my gosh! Portal tops it at 301. Just hangs on top pieces in the center. Ramations, you need 302. This is not an easy chase down though. Ramations has to get out of this. Oh, long bar dependent. There it is. Ramations is gonna survive. 302 is the score that Ramations needs. And I believe this Tetris should be good enough. Yeah, 302, almost exactly. We are now tied 1-1. And players are all ready to jump right into game number 3, and so I'm not going to keep them there. Let's go ahead and count them down. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Man, you just gotta love Portal's smile, dude. And starting off the game, actually, Rametions had to take a burn. Ooh. I wonder what Rametions is going to do with this particular overhang. Probably going to hold out for another J piece. And the J piece comes right as soon as he covers up. But there is still a way for... Well, not anymore. You can see he's not too happy about that. Neither player is actually happy about this drought. It's going to be a triple for Rametions, Tetris for Portal. Another misdrop over there for Ra. And Ra holding out for a T-piece. Can't find it. What seems to be the story of this opener for Ra is has the setup but cannot find the pieces required to execute the setup in an ideal fashion. Yeah, it's not going to even try and hold out for the T-piece there. Portal at 166 right now, being able to take advantage of this current situation that Rametions is fighting through. Rametions operating out of this column 8 on row 3. Ooh. An O piece not too friendly. And oh, Rametions actually goes for the J-tuck there. Wow, these are really complex solves that Rametions is trying to execute here. But it looks like he is starting to find success. Portal at 306, over 100,000 point lead at the moment. And Portal kind of getting up high. A bit dangerous. Long bar dependent, could use a J piece to help burn down. There's a dirty Tetris for Portal. And a Cinema Tetris for Rametions. And missed rotations over here for Rametions. It's gonna slow Rametions down even further. Excuse me. Rametions back into a scoring position here. Set up in column 4 this time. Covers up the well temporarily. As both players waiting for this next eyepiece. Eyepieces have been pretty scarce, and once again, Rametions, that's just been the story of this game. Getting the piece that he needs, like one piece too late. Portal long bar dependent in column 5. Does find that dependency filled. There is Tetris for Portal. 505 now. Rametions at 321. We are closing in on the transition. One Tetris available for both players. And both have stacks to score it. There it is. Portal's going to transition 599, basically a 600. Rawmations transitions with a 416. Tetris is going to be scored for Rawmations. Has quite the chase down, active chase down ahead of him, because his opponent is still alive. Another Tetris for Rawmations. Rawmations having to do some down stacking as Portal now goes up to 707. About a 200,000 point lead still. But Rawmations is finding ways to burn down that O placement. Or not the placement, but the O piece itself was very roughly timed. Tetris for Portal. Rawmations brings the stack down. Can go for row 2 now. And at this point, you have to try and stay as close to Portal's efficiency as possible. 540 now for Rawmations. 766 for Portal. Make that 795. Long bars a little bit more frequent here in post. And wow, look at those S's. Those S's provided plenty of complications for both our players. Portal was able to manage his well and is still in Tetris scoring position. Following a triple is going to knock down a Tetris. 839, Rawmations at 579. Another Tetris over here for Rawmations, 670. Rawmations knocks down the Tetris, deals with the left eyepiece dependency. 701 for Rawmations, 944 here for Portal. Another Tetris for Rawmations. Portal now trying to get set up for a Tetris. Very dependent stack, but gets all the right pieces to fill all the necessary dependencies. Tetris for Portal. Rawmations not in position to score one at the moment. There's the max for Portal, 844. You're closing in on level 29. One Tetris remains for Portal. One remains for Rawmations. Portal goes to 29. BO2. Rawmations goes to 29 at 870. Down by 200. No, almost 300,000 points. Rawmations already thrust into an uncomfortable position here on post 29. Setting up for some pretty clever burns. Look at this. This is the guy that cleared 29.5, and he's showing you why right now. Rawmations reopens up the stack, burns down all the way to the bottom, and decides not to go for the triple. Rawmations setting up for a column 9. There it is, column 9 Tetris for Rawmations. Truly ludicrous play right there. But Rawmations still has a 200,000 deficit that he has to come back from, and oh, those misdrops, that's gonna be fatal. Rawmations tops it at 942. Portal is good for game number 3. Okay, Portal. That's freaking crazy. Welcome in, Dr. Banner. And he just tops it at 1.3. He's like, I'm fine with that. All right, do have a ready from both players. Let's go and get them counted down. Similar situation that we saw last game. Portal's up 2-1. We're going 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Tetris for Ralmations has taken one more burn than Portal here in the beginning. But it looks like Portal is going to be forced to take burns here. Actually, this is not the best of situations over here for Portal. The well does get open. Trying to keep the well open at all costs. Covers it up. Reopens. No long bar. Portal needs the long bar right now. And it does come. The absolute mental fortitude to not panic in a situation like that. Ralmations is going to take the lead, though. Had a stack that was able to maintain a certain level of cleanliness when the drought hit both players. But as things stand right now, Ralmation is going to be holding on to a 1 Tetris lead. 195 to now 176. And it seems that both things are going to be relatively stable here. There's a massive Z-spiral there for Portal. But Ralmation's still going to hold on to a 1 Tetris lead. There's Tetris for Ralmations. No Tetris is going to be scored for Portal. 291 to now 289. And, ooh, looks like Portal missed a spin there. Possibly. That actually allows Ralmations to build up a 2 Tetris lead. And that just goes to show how incredibly tense this game is. A single missed spin allows your opponent to gain a Tetris lead over you. There's Portal now waiting on the next long bar. Ralmations has just been a bit better at utilizing the long bars here in this particular matchup. Still waiting for ideal pieces to get Tetris ready is Ralmations. So I actually like that S-burn. Definitely a little bit safer in nature, but it keeps the stack under control. Beautiful overhang with the S. 430 for Ralmations, 411 for Portal. But now we're basically at tie game territory. When Rawmations tried to make the adjustment, I saw what he was going for. It's going to result in 2 extra burn lines. And Portal had the well covered, couldn't score Tetris. Rawmation knocks down 1 and is able to knock down the 2nd. Tetris over there for Portal. He's going to follow it up with a 2nd one. 527 now for Portal as we get closer and closer to the post-transition. Two Tetrises possible for Rawmations, 1 possible for Portal. And Portal finds it. Transitions at 575. Question is, can Rawmations find this last one? Yeah, and Rawmations going to transition at 581. 6,000 points is what separates us at the transition. This is game number 4. Rawmations has to win this to force a decider. Another Tetris for Rawmations. 605 to now 601. Portal had the well covered, but gets it reopened just in time. Rawmations now in down stacking mode once again. Able to throw pieces over to the left. Rawmations 5 taps are absolutely immaculate. Portal is now built up a 2 Tetris lead. Rawmations going to take a couple conservative burns, bring the stack down. Misdrop over there on columns 4-5. Now it's going to have to deal with that hole as it's going to prevent him from scoring any Tetrises at the bottom. But Tetrises toward the top is a different story, but he's not going to go for it. Not trying to risk it. Down by 40,000 points. Portal knocks down another Tetris, extends the lead to a 60,000 point advantage. Rawmation love another eyepiece right about now. Gets it, but it's a tad bit too late. And this isn't even a Tetris setup. This is a triple at best. Rawmation's keeping this center, well, kind of open. Hoping for pieces to help him navigate through. And that center well gets open. It's not a Tetris, but there it is. That's going to bring the stack down immensely. A lot of pressure has just been taken off Rawmation's. Great adjustment. But man, Portal has been on absolute tear. 8-11 here for Portal at level 24. Rawmation's just looking for that J piece. Doesn't find it. Or rather, finds it quite late. Rawmation's now looking for an eyepiece here. Rawmation's not going for the triple. Holds out. Dirty Tetris for Rawmation. 720 to now 851. Portal having to do some burning. Has a left low set up, actually. It's a Tetris for Portal. Tetris for Rawmation. 756 to now 888. Portal's back on the right-hand side. As Rawmations is back down towards the bottom. Both players knock down Tetrises. 925 to now 791. Another Tetris for Rawmations. 824. So down by 100,000 points. Which at this point in the game, that's 3 Tetrises. Rawmations hangs a piece on the left. Tetris for Raw. Looking for another eyepiece. Deciding to whether use it for a Tetris or to use it to fill in dependency, and it looks like it's going to be used for, hold on, a dirty Tetris. Most efficient way to burn out of something is with a Tetris, and Rawmations has done so. There's the max out for Portal, 831. Both players have 1 Tetris remaining before 29. And Portal is going to find it, A70 for Portal. Rawmations looking for 1 more. Rawmations finds his last Tetris, 971. It's going to come down to this. The post 29. There's the Tetris for Rawmations. There's the max out. Level 29 for Rawmations. Level 30. Tough pieces. Rawmations going to be spinning the next level. Trying to burn out. Going for some flat placements. Rawmations still trying to find ways to navigate through. Portal trying to get set up for a Tetris. And T-spin is hit over there for Rawmations. Portal set up for a Tetris now. But things are getting complicated. Tetris is going to be scored, but the board has now gone into a disarray. The left side is a massive concern for Portal as Rawmations brings the stack down. Portal hangs out eyepiece on the left-hand side. Can he get it over? No, he can't. Portal tops out at B37. Rawmations has a chase down of B38. Rawmations going for this Tetris. He needs the long bar. He needs it now. Long bar is needed right now. Where's the long bar? No long bar. There it is. BO7. But Ramation's one Tetris shy. Not going to be enough. Portal ties up the match. 1-1 as he takes game number 4. Up next, we're going to have Jordan versus Vlad. Don't go anywhere. This match is far from over. We are back. I'm gonna use the restroom, so players use the time to warm up. And when I get back, we'll be getting started. Thank you all for being patient. Looks like we got readies from both players. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get them counted down. The match is currently tied 1-1. Let's see if we can determine which team is going to be having the advantage after this match. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. And this is another game where SPS won't be utilized, similar to what we saw in the first game. Nice adjustment over there for Jordan on the T-piece. First Tetris of this match goes to Vlad. Jordan finds the second one. As of right now, both players in a somewhat comfortable position. Jordan operating with a center well. Just gonna find that Tetris. And Jordan, one of the few players that will play standing up. Kind of like Chris Bidwell. If you ever see Chris Bidwell sitting down, you got to make him stand up. That being said, Vlad currently with a 1 or just under a Tetris lead. Vlad actually in a tricky situation. That S piece is going to help, but needs to get a J or an I piece over to the left-hand side. This could be early top-out territory. Vlad able to get a piece over. It's going to stay alive. Another Tetris for Jordan in the lead at 196. Vlad has brought the stack back down to the bottom. Much more comfortable height. Oh, that's weird. $267 now for Jordan, 209 for Vlad. Both players in a pretty comfortable spot here. Jordan's actually going to take a couple of burns. Didn't really have any good spot for that piece. Only leads by a Tetris now. Another misdrop over there from Vlad. Not going to be able to score a Tetris. At least not cleanly on the bottom. Could try and find something dirty. But this is going to give Jordan a prime opportunity to take advantage. Jordan's going to knock down another Tetris here. 396 to now 317. We are closing in on the post transition now. 446 for Jordan, 329 for Vlad. Three Tetrises available for both players. Another Tetris for Jordan. And Jordan's going to transition. 524, able to get that eyepiece over to the left. Vlad transitions at 410. Knocks down a Tetris as well. Slightly dirty, too. Going to be trailing by 100,000 points. Jordan keeping the well open. Vlad trying to bring the stack down to the bottom. Jordan waiting on this next long bar. Doesn't get it in time, so is going to be forced to prolong how long he stays at this elevated height. But a Tetris is going to be scored for Jordan. Great placements over there for Vlad. $472 to now $574. Jordan having to do a little bit of burning. Vlad hanging a piece to the left, forced to use the eyepiece to fill in the dependency. Just under 100,000 point lead for Jordan as Vlad's actually going to commit to row. No, not going to go for the row 2. Set up now. Tetris for Vlad and Tetris for Jordan. Jordan's going to be spending some time trying to burn out of this. The left side's a huge concern. J-piece makes it over. And Vlad is in a great position to try and capitalize. Jordan's now in a little bit of trouble. Nice quick tap over there from Jordan. But I'm not sure how much longer he can stay alive. Another quick tap, perfectly executed. A little shakiness on the dash. There's still a chance. But that left side becomes inaccessible. Jordan's going to top out at 654. Vlad needs a Tetris. He needs 655. And Vlad is good for game number 1. All right, we got it ready from both players. Let's get them counted down. Game number 2. We're going 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Jordan had the advantage majority of that game, but just was unable to survive for too long, or not survive long enough in the post-19. Vlad was able to slowly yet meticulously chase down the lead. But that's just one game. We still got 2 to 4 more, depending on how these players play. Starting things off in this game, Vlad with a not perfect opener, but a bit more efficient opener than Jordan at the moment. Separated by a triple in terms of score and lines. Touch is going to be found for Jordan. $145 for Vlad, $177 for Jordan. Vlad actually in a lot of trouble. Still a way to downstack this if the pieces are ideal, but they're not. Vlad is going to top out at 148. We are now tied 1-1. All right, we got it ready from both players. Let's go ahead and get them counted down. We go in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. So we are currently tied at 1-1. And Vlad with a bit of an unfortunate opener here. Going to be going for the first Tetris on row 3. And looks like he's going to continue it. And another set of misdrops over here from Vlad. Jordan goes for the tuck up there first. Ooh, do we see it? Nice spin tuck over there from Jordan. Beautifully executed. We're going to be tied. Just about. Separated by 12 pushdown points. Oh, nice 5 below over there from Jordan. Tetris is going to give him the lead. $127 for Vlad, $137 for Jordan. And Vlad's still trying to find ways to navigate through. Like the delay burn setup over here. Setup from Vlad. Both players going to knock down Tetris. 229 for Jordan at 61 lines. 181 for Vlad at 55 lines. Vlad a little bit late on that adjustment. Stack is now starting to get up a tad bit high. Nothing that shouldn't be solvable with various pieces. Oh, using the eyepiece to open up the well. It's going to work out. And yes, that's going to be perfect. Vlad at 210. Make that 233. As we closing in on our latter half of the pre-transition. Not closing in into our latter half of the pre-transition. On the bright side, it's supposed to rain today. So that's pretty good. I'm a rain enjoyer. And I just got paid from one of my clients. It is a good day. 290 for Vlad, 348 for Jordan. That's funny. 396 for Jordan, 344 for Vlad. And who asks, what is opinion on snow? And I respond, I live in Texas. Oh, that's hilarious. See, I can be funny sometimes. But what's not funny is the games that these players are putting up. Pretty serious pace over here from Jordan. And Vlad trailing by 100,000 points at this moment. We are closing in on the post-transition here. With both players tied, this will be a crucial game to win. There it is, a 5:23 transition for Jordan. .604 over here for Jordan. Vlad still trying to get the board into a comfortable position because he is Tetris ready. He's going to knock it down, but it's going to be operating for row 2 until he decides to burn out. And I guess that decision is right now. Vlad's trying to bring the stack down to the bottom. Nice double L. Had to think there for a second. In order to fill in that leftmost side. $669 for Jordan, $554 for Vlad. Level 23, Jordan still holding on to this 100,000 point lead. Jordan's going to open up the well. Tetris is going to be scored for Jordan. Vlad holding out for the next long bar. There's Tetris going to be scored for Vlad. 622 to now 743. Level 24 is where both players are at currently. Vlad hangs an eyepiece to the left-hand side. And able to tap an eyepiece over. No, Tetris goes up to 659. There's 788 now at 698. Tetris is going to be scored for Jordan. 828 to now 737. Vlad is running out of time. Unless Vlad has a lot of 29 play. He's got to start scoring Tetrises and has to hope that Jordan tops out like right now. Three Tetrises available for Vlad before 29. There's one. But Jordan, that might have been the dagger. That Tetris might have sealed the deal. Vlad finds another Tetris. And looks like trying to get that last one. Trying to go dirty. Oh, goes for the triple. Vlad's going to top out at 828. Jordan with a powerful 974 is going to be good for game number 3. All right, we got it ready from both players to get them counting down. Game number 3. We go in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Oops. Excuse me. Jordan is on match point. A powerful one-off max in game 4. And Vlad already going to be forced to commit a lot of burns here, actually. And even after this is burned out, there's not going to be a Tetris available. It's going to be a split triple. Can go for row 2 now. And row 2, obviously, it carries a little bit of risk. But Vlad running into some tough pieces here. $89,000 for Vlad, 107 for Jordan. A 1 Tetris lead here in the beginning. And Vlad staying committed to this row 2. There's Tetris for Jordan. 175 to now 160. Things have been very close this game. Anywhere between 1 and 2 Tetris lead for Jordan. And Vlad is back down on row 1. And wow, a lot of actually really rough pieces for Vlad. There wasn't an immediate solution. Jordan also running into some turbulence as well. And nice quick taps, able to get those O's all the way over to the left. So both players going to slow down their scoring for a bit. Oh, that eye piece is perfect for Jordan. $310 to now $248. Another Tetris for Jordan goes up to 385. As of now, Both players are in a stable position. We are closing in on the post-transition. Less than 20 lines away for Jordan and 20 lines away from Vlad. Simo Tetris over there. 2 Tetrises possible for Jordan, 3 for Vlad with perfect play. A perfect play is not going to be able to be sustainable, so just can score 2 before transition. Jordan founds 1. There's a transition for Jordan. 5:26, looking to close things out here and now. There's a transition for Vlad. 4:67. Once again, at a disadvantage going to the post-transition. But it's set up for a Tetris. Waiting patiently on this bar. Sets up a delayed burn. No bar for Vlad at all. The drought management is phenomenal. And there it is. Finally a Tetris for Vlad, but also a Tetris for Jordan. Another Tetris for Vlad. Going to close the gap. Down by 2 Tetrises to Jordan's current score. 5:67 for Jordan, 5:28 for Vlad. Vlad's going to knock down another Tetris, goes up to 5:55, but Jordan answers back with one of his own, 5:93. A lot of overhangs are being forced to be set up over here on Jordan's part. Another Tetris for Vlad. We are back into 1 Tetris territory. Vlad was almost set up, but these pieces are not great at all. Vlad needs the eye piece, needs it now, gets it over to the left. Takes the lead from Jordan, but does not have a stack to sustain said lead. In fact, Vlad is in survival mode. That eyepiece hanging to the left. That could be fatal unless Vlad can get something over. And it's not going to happen. Vlad tops out at 6:11. At 6:12, Jordan is good for game number 4. And it takes the match, giving the Aux Chords a 2-1 lead. Up next, we're going to be having our next match, Kitten versus Anikami. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. Alright, we got it ready from both players. Let's go ahead and get them counted down. This game, or match number 4. Inakami needs to win this to force a sudden death. Kid needs to win this to take it home for the aux chords. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Sharky Pekko, thank you so much for the bits. And already Inakami with a bit of uncomfortable board at the beginning. As a matter of fact, there's not really too many ways that I can see a super efficient way to resolve this. Could try and go for a Cinewo Tetris, but Kitten, on the other hand, going to be off to a great start. Inakami set up for a Tetris. Nice find, too. That's going to get access to the well over there in column 6. Inakami looks like is still gonna maintain this row 4. He's taking the lead over Kitten temporarily. Kitten, nice Chorion adjustment. So about a Tetris and a half lead here in the beginning for Kitten. And Inakami's set up back on the right-hand side. Inakami's jamming out to something. I mean, I'm kind of vibing to the music too, you know, nodding my head back and forth, so I feel him. But at the moment, Kitten not jamming with this board right now, having to do some burning. Inakami's actually going to take the lead as a result. Inakami's still going to have an advantage. Able to open up the right side. Kitten spent quite a while in that dig. Finally, the right side is once again open. And Kitten now actually a little bit of trouble. Does find a Tetris, so that's going to bring the stack down to a much more comfortable height. Inakami staying alive. Nicely done. Tetris for Inakami. 323 for Inakami. 238 for Kitten. Kitten hasn't really been in too much danger. Just been unable to find Tetrises. Just going to bring the stack all the way down to the bottom. Nice tuck over there for Inakami. Safety triple is going to be burned. 100,000 point lead for him right now. There's Tetris going to be scored for Inakami. 406 to now 271. We are closing in on the post-transition. Kitten starting to get up a little bit high. Does find the long bar for a Tetris. Inakami also getting up high. So both players being challenged with this current piece sequence. And Kitten is in a lot of danger. That tie piece was roughly timed. not sure if Kitten's going to be able to survive this. Nothing's burning. Kitten's going to top it at 300,000. Enekami is good for game number 1. Yo, thank you so much for the raid. Did I call you Jew99? Is like the H silent? Or is it HJew99? Oh, hey, D-Rob. We got it ready from both of our players. Let's go ahead and get them counted down to game number 2. We go in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. And so far, that has been the trend for today. Oh, the J is silent. Okay. So it'd be Hugh99. Thank you for the raid. Hope you had a fantastic stream. With that, we got some pretty varying openers here. Massive overhang was set up over there by Kitten, but Kitten is the first to find the Tetris. Kitten now actually going to get set up for a dirty column 9. And Enekami is operating on the left well, so very unorthodox openers for both players. But it seems like now they've found a comfortable board, and Enekami is actually going to transfer the well back over to the right-hand side. Now, if Enekami does force a sudden death, it will be played at a later date. Just due to scheduling conflicts. Tetris for Kitten. Going to be trailing by 1 Tetris here in the beginning. Left side looking to be addressed. J-piece dependent. Does finally get that J-piece. And now both players pretty comfortable position to stack. Enekami still holding on to a 2 Tetris lead. We know that the issue that happened in the prior game was that Kitten was really struggling to maintain, or rather match, Enekami's efficiency. Now there's a long bar dependency in column 4. And beautiful J-spin right there. Enekami, in the midst of down stacking, gonna actually commit to the T single as opposed to setting up for a double. That means a flat stack, and it's gonna be difficult for Enekami to burn out. He needs the long bar right now. Long bar comes, and he just barely gets it over. He's not out the woods yet. Has no way to burn. Gets the eyepiece and gets it over as well. Oh my gosh. A third long bar. Enekami brings the stack down. And is going to survive. Absolute confidence. Right there. And is still going to hold on to the lead. However, he's going to be prevented from scoring until that hole on column 4 is dealt with. But Kitten has closed the gap as a result of that untimely, or not untimely dig, but ridiculous survival, I think is a more appropriate term. Tetris is going to be scored for both players, and wow, we're actually synchronized on pieces. So 300,000 to 295. No, Tetris is going to hit the board for Kitten. Enekami is trying to get built up for the next one. Course, out of these two players, I know for a fact that Kitten does have the ability to roll, so 29 play, if players are able to reach there, it can definitely become a factor. Right now, Anikami is going to have to try and figure out how to navigate through this particular dig. And this is a perfect opportunity for Kitten. Last game, Anikami just had such a superb pace lead. And it's up to Kitten to make use of this golden opportunity and just really separate these two in terms of pace. And Kitten has done exactly that. Converted this entire dig situation to over a 100,000 point lead. Anikami navigating down to the bottom. As we are closing in on the level 19 transition. And once again, Anikami... Whoa, hold on. What a delay burn set up over there from Anikami. I absolutely love that. The well is going to get open. 3 Tetrises. It's going to be possible for Anikami. As both players having to endure a nasty drought here. There's a Tetris for Anikami, Tetris for Kitten. 2 Tetrises possible, now 1 as both players knock down the same Tetris. It looks like Kitten's not going to be able to transition with the Tetris. Anikami, if the eyepiece does come. Yes, it does. Anikami's going to transition 449. Kitten transitions at 558, but it gets the well open, knocks out a Tetris, goes up to 582, and Anikami answers back with one of his own at 473. Both players with some very intriguing boards at transition and have effectively gotten the boards under control. But hold on, Anikami, all right, nice timing on that long bar. Still L-piece dependent. Gets the dependency filled. It's going to knock down another Tetris. 525 for Anikami. 611 for Kitten. Still trying to maintain this 100,000 point lead. But is having to do a little bit of burning. Another Tetris for Anikami. Tetris is going to be scored. 579 to now 619. Kitten is in danger. Has to downstack this. Oh, another misdrop for Kitten. If these pieces aren't friendly, Kitten might not be able to work out of this. Needs an eyepiece. Actually needs several of them. Not finding it. We're in the middle of a drought. Kitten still doing the best that they can to survive. Anikami tops that at 587. So it doesn't matter if Kitten survives this or not. Kitten ties up the match 1-1. Of course, I do like to see if Kitten can't survive this. Needs one more eyepiece to go right there in the center. Absolutely mental. Holy cow. Look at that survival. That was a nasty drought that both players had to endure. Just like that clean board. Do we see the Tetris to finish it off? Oh, looks like we're running into another drought. There's the Tetris. Kitten is good once again for game number 2. Honestly, Cole, same. Unaware. My dude, you won like 8 levels ago. Bro is playing the most focused game of his life. No shot, bro is just actually unaware. And he Kami topped out like 10 levels ago, dude. Goodness gracious. Well, we do got it ready from Anikami on the next seed. Just need it ready from Kitten. All right. After a 10 level Molin, let's go ahead and get them counted down. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Actually cool. Cole even got any Kami cracking up. That being said, game 3 is now underway. Yeah, you gotta mull in 10 levels to be 100% sure that you won. They could have had a perfect game. They outpaced Noah Dingler's game. And that's what you had to deal with. Anyways, starting off here in game number 3, Anikami. 3 burn lines is all that's been taken, if I'm reading this correctly. Meanwhile, Kitten's going to be trailing behind by just about a Tetris. Ooh, that was a roughly timed Z-piece. Now, Anikami's double line dependent. As the things stand right now, it's pretty calm, nothing too serious. Actually, I take that back. We are in the middle of a drought. I mean, this is Gauntlet, so it's to be expected. Kitten's gonna survive. Anikami's in a tad bit of danger. No way he saw that. I think he's also in disbelief that he was able to find that too. That is ridiculous. That brings the stack down to a much more comfortable height. What the heck? That was crazy. Anikami still holds on to the lead, too. 268 to now 266. A 2,000 point lead for Anikami. Kitten had taken the lead, had taken a triple or something along those lines. But both players, pristine stack. And Tetris going to be scored for both. Wow. The most in-sync double simul Tetris I've ever seen in my life. This is a close game for sure. It's what you would expect in a game number 3. Both players have 2 games to kind of get a feel for things. Especially Kitten. Definitely warmed up after the 10 level Molin. Anikami is going to start to generate some separation. Kitten's had the well covered for the past couple of bars here. That's 3 bars that Kitten has been unable to use for a Tetris. There's Tetris for Kitten, 373 to now 386. No Tetris for Anikami. We are under 40 lines away from the post-transition. And Anikami's just finding a little bit more efficiency than Kitten here. T-piece. T-spin's gonna be hit. Honestly, if you extrapolate it, yes, Cole. $550 for Anikami here at 120. 3 Tetris is possible. 514 for Kitten at 120. So also 3 Tetris is possible. Kitten finds 1. Anikami would love a Z piece. Oh, those pieces are actually going to work. Might not be able to get all 3 Tetrises, but can at least get 2. 1 more available for Kitten. There's 1 for Anikami. Kitten's going to transition at 584. Anikami's going to transition at 598. Only 1 Tetris separates them here at the post-transition for game number 3. Well is open. Tetris for Kitten. Anikami looking for something to go here in column 9. Dirty Tetris opens up the well and is set up for a clean one. Whenever the next long bar shows up, and there it is. Both players knocked down a Tetris. Anikami still holding on to the lead. 639 for Kitten, 652 for Anikami. Anikami, Tetris ready. Kitten having to do some burns. There's the Tetris for Anikami. Solidifying a 1 Tetris lead now. Kitten's L and J dependent. Gets both the L and J. But unfortunately, didn't pan out exactly how he would want it to. Anikami holding out for a J piece. Well is open. Tetris for Anikami. And Kitten unable to utilize the I piece. And this is starting to become a real problem. The long bars have been pretty sparse here in the post-transition. Not being able to use the I piece for a Tetris has allowed Anikami to build up a 3 Tetris lead just about. 769 to now 710. Both players on level 22 with 700k plus scores. Anikami is Tetris ready. Kitten had already knocked down the Tetris going into 23 as Anikami waits for the next long bar. There it is. Tetris for Kitten and Tetris for Anikami and another Tetris for Anikami. Kitten was not Tetris ready, so couldn't use that next long bar, but can use this one. 799 to now 828. 1 Tetris is what separates these 2 players now. A little bit of an efficiency boost. Greater long bar utilization over there for Kitten on level 22 to 23, allowing him to close the gap. But still, Anikami's been holding on to this lead and holding on to it with a fierce iron grip. Tetris going to be scored for Anikami, 893, but a Tetris going to be scored for Kitten. There it is. Tetris for Anikami. 955. Kitten knocks down one as well. 898. Another Tetris for Kitten. Another Tetris for Anikami. Back and forth. But the lead is not changed. As a matter of fact, it's grown in the favor of Anikami. Left side is being taken care for. Hold on. Anikami, though, goes for the tuck. That left side is a huge concern. Needs to get a piece over. Has to open up the well. Needs to do something. Anikami can't do anything. 989 is the top out. Kitten needs one Tetris. Waiting patiently on the long bar. There it is. Kitten at A05 is good for game number 3. Alright, so let's see. Kitten Mullen for 10 levels last time. By that logic, we should be looking at a super kill screen. We have it ready from both players. We can get game number 4 counted down. All right. Got it ready from both players. Here we go. Game number 4. Kitten is on match point. Can Anikami force the decider? We're about to find out in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. And already Anikami not too happy with the way that this game is open. Tetris is not going to be really scored anytime soon. And Kitten operating not in a scoring position either. So, must be a very complex opening sequence. What is going on? Both players having to do a lot of creative solves. Kitten's going to hang a piece to the right. Kitten's now in down stacking mode. And Kitten tops out at 30,000. Anikami needs 31. And that's double's going to be good enough, and a Tetris is going to seal the deal. We are going to a decider. Anikami needs to win this to force a sudden death to be played at another date. Kitten needs to win this to win the match for the aux chords. This is the decider. A lot is on the line. Once we have a ready from Kitten, because we do have a ready from Anikami, we can get this next match underway. Or next game, rather. Your final game, the decider. Kitten is now mullining the seed select. All right. Let's go ahead and get them counted down. It is the decider. Do we see sudden death or do we see a match conclusion? We're about to find out. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Already start things off. Both players, 2 Tetrises on the board. And 1 burn line apiece. Another Tetris is going to be scored for Kitten. Anikami with a 1 Tetris lead at the moment. $75 for Kitten, 114 for Anikami. Both players going to knock down a Tetris. Excuse me. With Anikami with a clear pace advantage. And that's kind of been the story throughout majority of these games. Anikami has been the leader when it comes to pace on 18. Tetris for Anikami and Tetris for Kitten. Kitten really dumping those O's over towards the right-hand side. Anikami operating off of a row 3 now. So burns are actually going to be forced. If Kitten could get something to help the staircase, that piece was not the piece. Uh-oh. Alright. Stream is fine. 242 now for Anikami, 203 for Kitten. And Kitten running into another slowdown. Both players actually having to do some degree of burning here. There's a long bar dependency on the left-hand side for Anikami. There's a long bar dependency on the right-hand side. Right-hand side long bar dependency gets covered up. This is a great opportunity for Kitten to start taking advantage. He's able to close the gap by 1 Tetris, but Anikami's still with the lead. 318 to now 257. And, ooh, accidental double flip over there for Kitten. And the way that those holes are positioned, this is going to be a costly dig. Anikami's just going to operate off of a row 3 Tetris, if I'm not mistaken. And it's only a couple pieces away from being in an ideal Tetris scoring position. There's another Tetris for Anikami. 388 to now 308. Kitten looking for a specific piece of burnout. It's going to be trailing by 100,000 points. But the board is now finally under control for Kitten. There's the Tetris. $480 to now $361. We are less than 25 lines away from the post-transition for Anikami. And a little bit over for Kitten. The post-transition is going to determine the fate of this game. Will Kitten be able to survive and make it to 29? Where we definitely seen prolonged play. Or will Anikami just be able to surmount such a lead that puts too much pressure on Kitten and forces a sudden death? This is it. Well, players with 3 Tetrises possible, Anikami finds 1. Another one for Anikami, another one for Kitten. Kitten's gonna have to burn out of this. And what a way to kick off a decider over here from Anikami. We'll transition with a 620,000 point score. Kitten transitions north of 500. Going to be trailing by 100,000 points. But the board on 19 has been brought down, is under control. Anikami's just taking the stack down. Looking for the next long bar. Goes for the single skim. Another Tetris for Anikami. Kitten having to endure the next drought. Finds 2 long bars. Knocks down 2 Tetrises. 561 and now 677. Still trailing by this 100,000 point deficit. Both players clean boards. There's a Tetris for Anikami. There's a Tetris for Kitten. 588 to now 704. Anikami now goes up to 730. Kitten knocks down another Tetris. Players are locked in. Another Tetris for Anikami. Pristine stack is being maintained. Kitten forces up a delay burn. Trying to get the well open just in time for that next long bar. 647 and now 767. Anikami burned out of a Tetris opportunity, but finds the next one. Kitten with a misdrop. Long bar dependent now over there in column 2. Anikami is now increasing the lead dramatically. Almost up by 200,000 points. Meanwhile, Anikami. There it is, Tetris for Anikami. Kitten brought the board back into a position to score. Tetris ready here, level 23. Anikami at 856. Almost a 200,000 point lead. Not that much of a line discrepancy. 887 now for Anikami. Kitten with a couple ambitious overhangs. Misses the spin. And Kitten's going to be forced to burn this all the way down. 922 for Anikami here. On level 25. Beautiful placements over here for Anikami. Looking for the next long bar. Waiting on the next long bar. The drought comes. Anikami's in danger. Can't get the O piece over to the left. I piece doesn't make it either. Anikami tops out at 926. Kitten, the score you need to get is 927. There's a Tetris for Kitten. At 755, 927 is the score that Kitten needs to chase down. There's another Tetris for Kitten. Not a free chase down by any means. Another Tetris for Kitten. 3 more will do it. There's another Tetris for Kitten. Where were all these long bars earlier? Another Tetris for Kitten. 1 more. And I believe that will seal the deal. But it looks like we might be walking into a drought. That Tetris, 930. Kitten clutches out the decider. A hard-fought decider, too, from both Anikami and Kitten. The Ox Cords take the match 3-1 and bring their overall record 5-6. Now we can see the 10-level Molin. Great game played all around by everyone today. Not a single sweep, too. You can tell Kitten is hyped. But, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for today's Gauntlet match. I got voiceovers that I need to do. I know, right? More voice stuff. Let's see, who can we raid here?